There is plenty of positivity around Indian tennis, but perhaps one of the less reported things when it comes to the sport is that as of now, it may be the men who are stealing all the headlines, but it is the women players of the nation that are primed to take the sport to levels that it perhaps never has seen before in this country. The reason for that? Well, there are currently more Indian tennis players ranked in the top 500 of the world than they are men players. As amazing as that sounds, it is very, very true. In this special story, we're going to take you through the journey that we've had so far and what exactly it is that needs to be done to not only build on but sustain this momentum. Tennis is a sport that is both global and brutal, making it difficult to rise up the rankings for anyone. But India's girls are quietly doing a good job at making waves in the sport. Ankita Raina, India's top-ranked women's tennis player, is ranked 226 in the world in singles right now. And the likes of Srivalli Bhaminipatti and Sahaja Yamalipalli are also poised to push the sport forward.
It's just great because we have a lot of international players coming in, so we are getting the exposure and the level that we want to play at, and that's, you know, we are not spending as much which we do in tennis.
I think it's a great achievement for the women's sport because women have been doing quite well of late, and the number of tournaments have increased in India, which paid a lot for all the Indians. And I think a lot of us have learned from each and every match that we've played, whether we've won or lost. We got to play against some really good players on tour, and every match was a hard-fought battle, and each situation was demanding. So I think we learned each from every match that we played, and I think we are a better version of ourselves each day.
In the past, a lack of local tournaments has seen Indian players have to work extra hard to gain ranking points. But the number of ITF and WTA tournaments in India has gone up this year, and players are benefiting.
Well, I think it's a huge stepping stone. In our tennis history, it's never happened. So for the women to do that clearly shows you that the women's game is on the upswing, and that's where we really need to put in a lot of energy and effort and support these young girls, because there is a lot of talent on the women's side.
India's representation in tennis has gone down in the past decade plus, but if the recent surge of talent is any indication, the nation won't have to wait too long for the next Sania Mirza to come along.
Look at these girls. I mean, you're witnessing them firsthand. Hey, you tell me, when was the last time you saw Indian girls play this well? So it is trending in the right direction, and that's why. And the results are showing. The results are speaking for themselves. If the girls were not doing well and performing, they would not be in the top 500 of the world. And mind you, being top 500 of the world in a sport like tennis is brutal. You have to give them a lot of respect for doing this. And you know what? I personally feel if these girls stay healthy, they stay motivated and hungry, and they get the right kind of support, I'm pretty sure a couple of them will break through to the top 100.
The Indian women's tennis players are very much on the cusp of doing something special. There is a lot of talk about how tennis is a very brutal sport and how it requires a lot of investment, it requires money, and more importantly, it requires chances. Well, in India, they're now finally getting the chance to showcase their mettle, compete with the best that the world has to offer, and more importantly, ensure that they get tournaments to play at home, whereby there's a better chance that they'll be able to get that opportunity to shine rather than travel around the world, spend a lot of money, and then potentially be staring at early exits because the level of competition is much higher. The stepping stones to greatness in the sport of tennis, well, they seemingly are in place, and right now in this area, the tennis project in Gurgaon is one of those places where you are seeing the foundation stones being laid for greatness in the sport. Will it be an immediate process? Probably not. But it is a start, and it is a start that for many years the sport has been crying out for, and one hopes that in a few years you'll see the fruits of this labor finally coming, and they will be sweet and bountiful. Thank you so much for joining us in this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you can let us know by liking it, sharing it with your friends, subscribing to the channel, tap that bell icon, also leave us a comment. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well.